Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, my name is Levi Clay and I am back. Yes, I am back. I know I was here, just yesterday doing a live stream? He won't stop with these damn live streams. But this one is more educational. We're going to focus on actual playing, we're going to really dig in and listen to and transcribe somebody. I've been meaning to do this all month. This one goes out to one of my Patreon supporters, Leon Barron. He sent this video over. I thought it was a great video. Really enjoyed some of the licks in it. I've loved Shawn's playing for a long time. And I thought, you know what? Let's transcribe it. So let me cough 2 seconds. That was effective. Hopefully you didn't hear that. So yeah, we're going to talk about Shawn Tubbs today, and we've probably got a bunch of new people watching this video, a bunch of people that have just discovered my channel as of today, thanks to that wonderful collaboration with Jake Lizio of Signals Music Studio. So I would recommend that you go and check that video out if you're unfamiliar with Jake's work. Seems unlikely. His channel is 10 times bigger than mine, literally 10 times bigger than mine. He has a wonderful channel with lots of great educational content, real thought-provoking stuff. And on top of that, he's a really nice guy. So we did a long video where we were talking about education and the kind of importance of taking education seriously and the things that distinguish, a serious teacher with somebody who is maybe not somebody that you should be considering as an option for a teacher. Not that we want to be gatekeeping. Of course, the whole focus of that video is to improve your personal teaching practices. Anyway. So, as I say, today we are going to be talking about the incredible Mr. Shawn Tubbs. I'm not sure if everybody out there is familiar with Shawn's stuff. Shawn is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful guitar player. We're going to really dig really deep into his playing. We're going to really dig into trying to work out what makes this man tick and learn some of his really cool phrasing concepts. So it should be relatively simple. It's a simple transcription job, and again, for those that are new to my channel, that's what I do. I am a music transcriber. That is the main bulk of what I do, well, aside from the education and the writing type thing, right? But I am a transcriber. I listen to music and I write it down for a living. That is the sole kind of backbone of the Levi Clay business, if you like. So let's have a look. Let's see who's online. Rick is online. Hello, or as he's put it, hello, Governor. How's it going? John Fisher, hello. How are you, my friend? Ben Scott, what's happening, man? I was just in the middle of watching your video with Jake. Good stuff. You had to pause it and come over here when you saw that I went live. Absolutely love the Shawn Tubbs video that I posted. Yeah, so we're going to transcribe that Shawn Tubbs video that I posted. And Sunnybird is online as well. So that sort of implies that some people know the video that I'm going to be looking at. Well, let's take a look at his style in a second, Rick. Some people do know the video that we're going to be looking at, and the reason for that is it got posted in my Patreon Facebook group. So if you would like to check out my Patreon Facebook group, you can either join me on Patreon or join me as a VIP supporter here on YouTube. There is a link below to join either Patreon or the YouTube VIP thing. These guys keep those videos coming to you, so thank you very much for your kindness, support and generosity. And of course, you can always head on over to Amazon and check out one of my books by just having a look for Levi Clay. Delta Blues slide guitar soloing techniques, country guitar for beginners, 100 country licks for guitar, country guitar soloing techniques, the country fingerstyle guitar method, and the country guitar method compilation. And then, of course, the latest one, 100 slide licks for blues guitar. Check it out. Right, so let's get on to Shawn Tubbs. Who is unfamiliar with Shawn Tubbs? Who can be unfamiliar with Shawn Tubbs? This is outrageous. Jazz telly. Yeah, man. You've picked my 2 favourite things. Jazz and tellies. And my videos. Well, I guess that would be a favourite thing. Oh, also, please do go and check out my friends over at VPix. Right, let's take a look at Shawn Tubbs. So, the main video that we're going to be looking at today is a Surbella amplification demo. Now, let me think of the best way that I'll be able to bring this up for you. If I bring this up like this, I'll make this video smaller when I actually do the transcription. I'll move this over here. Let's just get a basic idea of what Shawn does. So Shawn is, I would kind of describe him as Americana rock type stuff. He's, there's a lot of blues and fusion and jazz to what he does, but at his very core, you can hear a lot of that blues rock influence. So to me, I kind of think of him as a blues rock player with that sophisticated vocabulary that's there, kind of if he wants to. Kind of like a rock and roll Robin Ford, if you like. Robert Baker's online. A great player in his own right, of course. I'm sure many of you are familiar with Robert's channel. And yeah, Shawn is one of my absolute favourite players. He is a great, great player. So to have one of my Patreon supporters send me this video and say, hey, Levi, what's this lick that he's doing at this time here? It really pleased me because I was like, that's a great opportunity. In fact, let me get the actual exact time code of the lick just so I can make note of it. So it's at 48 seconds into the video. So I'm going to hit play on this video just to give you a basic idea of what it is that Shawn does. So it sounds like this. That was the lick in question. Let's just rewind that. Or is that one more time? So he's a tasty as fuck player. It's really some might even say it's obnoxious how tasty a player he is. I really like his vibe. We're going to check out another one of his videos just before I actually get into doing this transcribing thing. And it's a nice little bit of promotion for my friends over at Rev Amplification as well, which is always nice. Also, of course, I have posted a link to Shawn's channel in the description to this video, so please do go and subscribe to him if you are unfamiliar with his work. I'm sure he would appreciate the sub. So let's see who's online. Any more comments before we get into actually looking at some of this stuff. Shawn is a monster on the guitar. Yeah, seems like a great humble dude too. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's been active in some of my comment sections as well in these videos, which is kind of nice. Yeah, yeah, he's just a great player. He's just simply a great player. Right, so I'm going to show you another video that I thought was really interesting, and this one. This will help you get into Shawn's mind a little bit. This is a video that was posted by Rev Amplification today. So let me bring myself up, make sure you can see me. So for those unfamiliar, I play. Oh, hello. My camera's a bit ski-whiff, as they say here in Scotland. Not crazy with that either, but I play Rev Amplification as well. So I have this wonderful amplifier over here, which is the Rev Generator 120. It's a killer amp, and Shawn does a lot of demo work with Rev Amplification. So Rev posted this video to their channel today, I think it was. Let's take a look at it, and it will help us get into his mindset a little bit. I'll transcribe some of the licks from this, and you'll see why when I look at it. So let's listen to what he says.
Okay, so I get asked a lot about how I play through changes, or how do you, or how does one play through changes, and honestly, I don't know.
That's helpful, right?
And honestly, I don't know. And honestly, I don't know.
Shawn, how do you play through changes?
Honestly, I don't know.
How do you play through changes?
I don't know.
Sweet.
I don't know. It's like, I know that's a terrible, useless answer, but I don't know. All I can do is try to show you how I would approach it, and by no means is the way that I go about this the way you should go about it, but it's kind of worked for me. I didn't really grow up learning scales or modes. I'm pretty much just a pentatonic player, and then I'll goof around with the notes within the pentatonic scale or a straight ahead major scale thing and just move the notes around.
Which is fascinating, right? Because when you listen to Shawn's playing, there's such a degree of sophistication to some of his lines. But just from listening to him talk there, he certainly doesn't give that impression of being an overly sophisticated player when it comes to his mindset when he's playing. He's all about the music rather than about the theory. He's not sitting and talking about modes and arpeggios and chord substitutions and all this stuff that we could talk about this type of thing for hours. But Shawn's not into that. Shawn's into playing music, and I like that.
So I'm just going to take a swing at this. I'm probably going to make a bunch of mistakes. Oh, and really quick, the amp that I'm using
is a plug for rev amplification.
What else? Oh, and I'm using the 4x12 cab.
We'll skip over this.
The chords that we're going to take a swing at are pretty straight ahead. They seem simple, but they're actually a little bit tricky to solo over. So the first chord...
I watched this earlier. The chords are a D5, and then he's got an A over G, and then he moves that up to, what would that be? Plays the A over G, and then he plays, a C over B flat, I believe? Is that right he plays?
So the first...
We're going to get to him actually playing over these changes, so...
So it goes from...
Let's listen.
Just a straight ahead scale, but let's just listen to how it sounds.
That's very much scalar playing, right? Let's take a listen to this.
Like.
And let's check this example. I kind of want to treat that D chord as major, and he keeps hitting minor on it, which annoys me a little bit. But so let's take a listen to this. I'm going to mark this out in transcribe. We'll just transcribe just this little part, just to get in his head. So when he does that, I kind of want that to go up to the F sharp. And for reference, obviously, I don't have perfect pitch. It might give that impression, but I do not have perfect pitch. Right, so let's just transcribe this little lick, just to let's ease us into this, nice and easily. Let's get into this. I'm going to mark the file out, just subdivide by 4 beats, because that will help me to see the beats a little bit more clearly. And yeah, so there's the lead into it, isn't there? Let me put that in. So that's the beat there. 4 beats per bar. So we're beginning on beat 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4 E and. So where is he playing? An E flat? No. Yeah, B flat. He hits major on that. 6, kind of cool. I love the way he's fingered that. Actually, when you look at the way he fingers that, that's a phrase I play all the time. But I'd never finger it in that particular way, playing it 1 note per string, which is kind of interesting. Okay, it's a C. That's of course pentatonic. We'll talk about this and talk about this phrase just when I finish this particular lick. Da ba da 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 ba ba da da da. Da ba da da da. Ba do da da. Ba do da da. Ba da. Okay, let's talk about that phrase. So, let's zoom in on it. Relatively straight ahead when you really look at it. Ignoring this part, this is some chromaticism. Ba 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 da ba da. It's really dancing around, hitting the third of that D chord. I'll put the D in here, chord symbol in there, just so we know what's happening. So we're landing on that F sharp, which is the third of the chord, of course, and then you have this. This is actually a major pentatonic phrase. These four notes are major pentatonic. The fingering certainly doesn't give that impression, but it's absolutely major pentatonic in terms of the note choice. And then from there, this is the blues scale. He is playing that E note, which is, of course, is the second or the ninth degree of the scale, which, you know, melodic contour, however you want to think of it. It's a colourful note. It's certainly less in your face than, say, the flat third, or the F natural, which would be at the 13th fret. Instead, play the 12th fret, gives the line a little bit of colour rather than really hammering home that blues sound. Let me just compute tempo on this. So we are at 105. So I'll just put that tempo in. So now, when we play that along with Shawn, this should play in time, no problem. Well, I say that, he's 104. If I go, put that in, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that phrase is fine. Maybe I'm a bit quiet compared to Shawn. I could make Shawn a bit quieter. That would be fine. Listen to that one more time. Then the chord changes. So this is where you have that. It's a Lydian chord, right? In essence, it's an A with a G in the bass, which really is like a G. You've got the 6, the 9, and the 11 in there. So it's kind of like a G major 13, sharp 11, but it's actually missing a lot of the notes. But we'll still think of that as being a Lydian chord. We'll still think of that as being. We'd probably call it an A over G. That's fine. So let's just keep an idea, see what's going on with these comments, see what's happening here. Lots of comments. Shawn can be quite funny as well. Shawn has a lick in his Rev Gen 40 lick that I've never been able to figure out. Robert, if you want to send me a link to that on Facebook, I'll happily download it and take a look at it. Happy to do those. He does have great tone. Can't even play the scale straight out. Amazing feel, yeah. And he certainly does play like a horn player. There's definitely a lot there. Right. I appreciate that, Rick. Thank you very much. Right, let's keep going. So, yeah, that's what we've got so far. Now the chord changes. That's a really cool lick. Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. So if we look at what's really going on here, you've got these notes at the start. These kind of, you could absolutely look at this as being quite deceptive in terms of what it is. I put the chord in there, which is, do I put A over G? Should we put G major 13, sharp 11? Let's put G major 13, sharp 11. I just think that's, when I look at that at a glance, you know, I'm gonna immediately know what to play over that, whereas when I see a slash chord, I have to think a little bit more what I'm likely to play over it. So if we look at this phrase, it looks very much, all of this looks like the B blues scale. He's playing B blues over this G major 13. And yeah, if we look at interval-wise, what are we getting when we do that? We get the major third, the fifth, the sixth, the major 7. Also, I guess you get that flat 7 as well, and you get the 9. And then, of course, the note. Yeah, this is interesting. This note, I mean, you could argue it doesn't fit, but I like it. It's nice. It's got flavour to it. So we'll let him get away with it, because as he put right at the start of the video, you know, he's not a schooled guy. He's not a theoretical guy. He plays what he likes the sound of, and that's fine. We like that. So cool. That's a cool lick. Now, how does he transition and nail the next chord, which of course is going to be a B flat major 13? Let's play the lick and then. Ba, ba. Oops. Like D minor pentatonic. Now I don't know what he's going to do here, but I'm going to write something that I think he might do just based on the thing that he's played. No, I shouldn't. Damn it! It is exactly what he played. He's played that same phrase over. Ba-da-da-da. Da-bo-ba-ba. Da-ba-bo. I really want him to slide up. If he doesn't, he slowly bends. Ba-bum-ba. That should be those phrases. Okay. Da, da, da. This is our B flat match. Let's put match 7 sharp 11. Give you the basic idea. Yeah, Ryan, we are live. We are absolutely live. You always do this stuff live. You do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. I like the pressure of doing these things live. It means, of course, you can ask questions and I can interact with your questions. I used to pre-record all of these, but I love the interaction more. So if we just take a listen to what he played versus what we've transcribed, we have this. Of course, we are just a hair too fast. Because really you're somewhere in between. Like, but if I put 104, it's going to be too slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that right. They were too slow. Let's just do one more at 105. See if I prefer that. Unfortunately, you can't do like fractions or decimal point tempos. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
So for me, that's easier, and that
Just listen to that again.
So for me, that's easier.
Okay, so we like that. That was a nice lick. Let me save this. I'm going to put this in my Patreon transcriptions thing. I'll upload that for my patrons later. Patreon. Shawn Tubbs 1. Shawn Tubbs 1. That'll go up for my Patreon guys to download later. No, 7 parts already. I mean, yeah. Right. Let's do the Bella though. So where was that? Where have I put that? That's playing over changes. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, I should probably just listen to the last solo, shouldn't I? No, can't allow it. Can't allow it. He's playing Telecaster with a tremolo on it. Right. It was a nice stream, guys. I enjoyed it, but I have to go now because that's sacrilege. No kid. Let's have a listen. Those lines are quite similar. It's a shame there's a little skip in the backing track like that. Okay, so that's that one out. That is that one out of the way. Let's do the other one. So, right, I don't really know what I want to do with this. Do I want to do the whole thing? That is the question. I'm just checking the time, see how long we've been going for. Okay, let's do a new one. Let's have a listen to it again. I would say probably not. Let's do the licks. Actually, so it wouldn't actually be possible for me to do them all on one transcription because Guitar Pro doesn't allow you to change tunings mid-track. And this, obviously, the rhythm guitars are in drop D by the looks of things. Yeah, we're in D. Let's transcribe that lick. It's a cool little lick. Let's learn it. Actually, this it really falls in line with another Shawn video that I was considering doing. Called is it this one? Yeah. I have a great video by Shawn called "Tips for Stealing Licks for Guitar That Will Make You Stand Out." Well, there's an easy answer to that, Shawn. You take someone who's a much better player than you, and you transcribe what they did. And you steal their licks, and you play those, and you hope that you stand out a little bit. Right, so let's transcribe that lick. It's quite a cool lick, quite a cool lick. Very nice looking guitar too. One, I'll put the bar in before. Let's put. I don't like using anacrusis in Guitar Pro. They never work well. Where does he play that? Oh. Oh, we got a B flat triad, yeah. Is he playing there? He's still hitting that there. That's a cool lick, man. Really cool lick. Whoops. Da 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 ba. Da da. Ba ba bwa bwa da da bwa bwa. Da 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 da. Tidy that up just a little bit. Cool. Put tempo in. 135. If we listen to that lick now, really cool lick. If we play that along with Shawn, that should be fine. One, two, three, four. Oh. Can't get my tempos right. Have I got that in the wrong place? There. Sorry, my bad. Well, this just isn't going well for me tonight. I can't line things up, but absolutely fine. Let's take a look at the next lick. We can learn that lick. Now, what I'm going to do for the transcription file is I'm just going to leave a line of space, because these are all licks that fit over. They do all fit over a D chord. We know what that's going to be, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Da 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 ba ba da 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 da. Hit that flat 5. Da 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 da. I'm singing like a madman. Got to sit on that flat 5. And of course, he's bending that. Da 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 bo. ba 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 ba. Da da ba da da ba. It hits there's definitely rest at the end of that, which is kind of cool. Da da ba da ba. I would prefer to probably put that as a quarter note with a staccato marking on it. And same. Ba da da ba da da. Bubble ba. Bubble da. Bubble ba. Ba ba da. Ba ba da. That's cool, right? Because when you look at this, this is largely D minor pentatonic, but it grabs you because of that, because he hits that flat 5 and bends it up semitone, which is very cool. Da da da. Diddle dum. And there's that lick. So let's take a look at it. Where does it go from? Yeah. We're going to go we're just a little bit. Where are we in the time for that? We're actually just a bit fast. 1, 3, 4. Here's that magic lick. Magic lick. That's a killer lick. Nothing happening in that comment section. Of course, if you have any questions, you want me to clarify any points, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, that's what I am here for. I am happy to help. So let's take a look at this lick. I've got to mark it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a beautiful looking guitar. It's not often I look at a PRS and I say that's a nice looking guitar, but that's a nice looking guitar. So, for those that are new to my method of transcribing, when I listen to a lick like this, there's two things that we have to take into account. One is rhythmic notation, where the note falls in time, and the second one is pitch recognition. So, rhythm recognition, pitch recognition. When I listen to this, you have to be able to sing it. So I hear this. Ba ba da. Oh. Ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 do da ba ba do da. Ba ba do da. It's obviously it's like outside of what you'd expect in terms of minor pentatonic, but that I find is very helpful, hearing that and really processing. Ba 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 da ba ba da da ba ba da da. Whoops. Okay. Whoops. That's a cool lick, and I cannot wait to tell you what that is. It doesn't play that either. What is it? It was what I put first. Oh, he slips down again. That's so cool. Blues, D blues. He plays that lick a lot. Ba da da da. Ba da da da. The lick to analyze is really that. That is just super cool. Ba-da. I think the thing that's really magical about it, though, Robert, is you know, the first time I heard it, my gut instinct was like diminished. That's diminished. But actually, you know, listening to the things that he talks about in terms of how he approaches licks, it's it sounds more complicated, but it's a simpler approach. Sorry, that's that. Oh, I fucking hate having to notate stuff like this in Guitar Pro because Guitar Pro's rubbish. Rubbish. I want things to look good on the page, and Guitar Pro doesn't do looking good on the page. Ba-do-da-da. Did it again. It's eighth notes. Right, let's break that down because that is a fucking cool lick. Yeah, fuck it, we'll do it with guitar. Allow me to grab a guitar, guys. And turn my amp on. Ah! I'm going to need to turn my noise gate off for this. It won't work with the noise gate. Back with the noise! Right, so chord-wise, it's playing over a G, a G5. There's, you know, da 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 da. Going back to the D. So although there's some movement in here, it's more, you know, it's melodic interest rather than obviously I don't recommend anything other than Guitar Pro because that's what I actually use. So okay, we're going from a G5 to a D5. Let me bring the lick up nice and big for you. So yeah, you know, obviously like this is like a D minor vamp type thing, right? Get myself a bit more in tune. Also, let me check levels. How do I do that? Do that like this. My levels are okay. Oh, that's where that hum comes from. Hello. So yeah, like I say, the lick is really going between a G. G and a D. I keep wanting to get like as drop. I'm hearing the riff as being drop D. If I went, it's got that type of vibe to it, right? So dirty blues type thing. Now, there's no denying that when we go to the D chord, we're going to be playing D minor. And if we look at what he actually plays when he gets to that chord, this is totally D minor pentatonic, right? Shifting down to what I would call shape 4. There's that lick that he's playing there. That's really cool, right? This, when you look at this, well, actually, no, fuck it, we'll deal with that in a second. So really, the interesting part of this lick is this, right? Now, if I play this really slow, if you really listen to this, it's a slippery little lick. When we really analyse this, I think, you know, for me personally, when I'm trying to understand, trying to get into Shawn's head a little bit, I think he's totally aware that the chord is a G. Okay, so I think vocabulary-wise, he's visualising out of like a G major pentatonic scale. If I just bring myself up on screen. So if we were like G major pentatonic, E minor pentatonic, we'd have... Now that just alone, if I lay those chords down as a loop, 2 seconds. It's totally going to work. D minor. That works. Sounds a little bit cheesy though, right? So if we really analyse what Shawn plays, it's such a cool lick. It really is a cool lick. If we analyse what he plays, right? If I look at these first 4 notes, what have we got? We've got 12 on the G. Volume helps. 12, 13, 14. Now to me, there's a chromatic passing note between 2 notes of that pentatonic scale. Now hitting that 13th fret, really that's the flat 7 of our G chord. But then what we have is 12 again on the B, 15 on the high E. Now that in itself is not... It doesn't sound too outrageous, too out there in terms of that G major pentatonic sound, right? But then after hitting that G natural on the high string, we slide up to an A flat. Well, this is where we're suddenly going, oh, okay, this is like diminished. This is half whole diminished. If I go... That's a super cool sound to play over a G, don't get me wrong. But when you really look at what he plays, it doesn't really give me that vibe. He slides from 15 up to 16, very cool. And then 13, which again, these two notes, they look pentatonic in that minor third gap. So we really have the 15th fret, which is the G, the root note, the flat 9 and the flat 7. Then you have this cool way of getting back to that G sound. So 14 sliding to 15. Well, that's us already back in that G major pentatonic sound, or E minor pentatonic, however you want to think about it. You play that nice and slow. Now that sounds really outside, but we resolve. Bring it on home. Now this is a little bit more chromaticism, just dancing around that minor pentatonic sound. These notes here, 13, 12, and then 16, 15, well, that's just a chromatic descent. F, E, E flat, and D. Jump back up to the E, and then we hit C, pull off to B, and then hit the D, which again is in that minor pentatonic or major pentatonic, however you want to look at it. So that whole phrase bring myself up on screen so you can really see me. Nice and slow. Sorry, one more time. So that's, like I say, initially when I heard this I thought diminish. But it's not that type of thing. Those, those sequences are cool, but this isn't that. This is much more. And then the next part of that phrase is taking it straight into the D blues scale. Now we get there via hitting the 10th fret on the B string. Now that's the flat 5. Yeah, damn those chromatics and they're good qualities. Now, if you're a blues guy, right? If you're watching this and you're a complete blues guy and you don't want to play these slick outside lines, that's fine. But just this here is maybe a slightly different twist on how you would normally play the blues scale. You're probably used to playing the blues scale as being. So that's me playing the blues scale at 10th fret, D blues, right? So we're used to adding that blues note there at the 13th fret on the G string. But it's also worth noting that it's one semitone below your index finger on the B string. So when we look at how he plays that, it's just there, just right at the start of the lick. he's transitioning into that D minor pentatonic phrase, but he just hits that blues note, that part there. Da da ba, and then from there, well, this is your standard way of playing the blues scale. Now, if we play this in time, it begins on the second 16th note, 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a. Let's try it again. So, then when I put the entire thing together, you get that sound of... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that loop. I'm going to play that nice and slow, and I'll play this lick slowly along to it. A bit slower than that. 2, 3. So that's essentially the lick. Now a little bit faster. One, two, three. Reading and looking at guitar is hard. 2, 3. I will get that. It's a position shift. I'm trying to read. 2, 3. Ah. That's a bastard of a position shift. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, fast. I actually don't know if there's going to be a delay on this, but I'm going to... Does it, Jen? That is a great question. How fast does Shawn play it? That's the real question, right? Really fucking fast. That's fast. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that'll do. So, there we have it. There's a couple of Shawn Tubbs licks. Killer player, absolutely killer player. I was surprised at how fast that lick actually is played. That is a fast lick. Let's hear it one last time. Way too fast. I'm pretty sure, maybe if I have 70% speed, that shouldn't be a problem. How fast can we get that? Maybe 85% speed? That's not too bad. 93% speed. Carried away. So yeah, definitely, it's definitely on the far side. I think at 93%, I'm almost there. I threw the pick down. It's still here, don't worry. Almost there, but not quite. So there we go. That is a killer Shawn Tubbs lick, and I do hope you have enjoyed that. I hope you got some use out of that. Let me turn my pedals off because they're making noise, and that annoys me. Noise, as they say. Stay there. Good. Right, so I'm just going to head into those comments, see if there's anything that anyone wants to ask about this or anything else. I'm going to save that lick. That is Shawn Tubbs 2. Killer little licks that I will get up for you Patreon guys just shortly. So, I mean, now my camera looks weird facing that way. Like, why can we not get it right? Maybe that's about right. Okay. Any final questions? Anything anyone wants to ask me while I'm here? I'm going to be heading out in a couple of seconds. As always, big thank you to my supporters over on Patreon. They keep bringing you streams like this. Thank you very much for all of you guys for tuning in. Thank you very much for Robert Baker for your continued friendliness in all of these streams. It's obviously always appreciated. It means a lot, mate. So you guys, my Patreon guys will be down in tabs for this later. If you don't want to support me on Patreon, that's also absolutely fine. Check me out on Amazon. Have a look for one of my books. I have a lot of them. You may find one that you enjoy. Probably most notably my latest one being 100 slide licks for blues guitar. I'm thinking there's quite a delay in the stream tonight for some reason. Where is it? Oh, no, everything looks fine. Okay, so we're just a few seconds behind. So yeah, any final questions? Anything anyone wants to ask? Any abuse you want to hurl? Now would be the time. And if not, am I going to go to bed? I'm going to play some of the Outer Worlds. Probably play some Outer Worlds. I'm having fun with that one. I'm enjoying that game. Right. Anything. Have I got my phone? I leave my phone in the house. Damn it, I left my phone in the house. Such is life, right? Oh, and of course, please do head on over to Jake Lizio's channel, Signals Music Studio, because I had a great collaboration that went up with him today. That was so much fun. Really enjoyed doing that with him. So if you did enjoy that, please do go and let him know that. His channel is obviously much bigger than mine, but letting him know that my guys are checking out his work as well. I'm sure he'll appreciate that, and of course that is a help to me, because then maybe we'll do more videos together, and more videos are always a good thing. Right. Anything else? No? Cool. Jeff enjoyed it. Great stream. You're very welcome, bud. Right, I'm going to head off. So, much love, guys, and I will see you for another stream soon. Goodbye.